Thanks for joining our special live coverage of South Korea's 31st cabinet meeting of the year. I'm Kim Dami in Seoul. In a moment, President Yoon Suk-yeol will be presiding over today's meeting, which comes after his week-long trip to the U.S. He spent all of last week in Hawaii and Washington, D.C. to make a visit to the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command and to attend the 75th NATO summit. He is expected to brief the public on the outcome of the week-long summit. Another topic that could be mentioned is rain relief, as it is officially monsoon season here in South Korea. President Yoon, in fact, on Monday declared 5 areas in the country's central and southern regions as special disaster zones affected by the recent heavy rainfall. The government plans to review additional declarations after staging a joint investigation through the end of the month. And with more heavy downpours in the forecast this week, Yoon is expected to order related officials to exert thorough efforts for a readiness posture around the country. Again, we are still waiting for South Korea's 31st cabinet meeting of the year. It looks like the meeting is about to begin. We'll come back afterwards.
국무회의를 시작하겠습니다.
Let us begin the cabinet meeting.
저는 지난주
Last week,
세계 최대
I
안보
attended
동맹인
the world's largest security
나토
alliance,
창설 75주년을 기념하는
the commemoration of
워싱턴
75th
정상회의에
anniversary of the founding of NATO, which was the Washington
돌아왔습니다.
summit, and came home last
나토 정상회의
Friday.
참석에 앞서
Before
대한민국
attending the
현직
NATO summit,
대통령은
as the
처음으로
first sitting president of the Republic of
하와이에
Korea, I
인도
had a
태평양
chance
사령부를
to
방문했습니다.
visit the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command that is located
지구의
in
절반을 차지하는
the
광활한
U.S.
지역을
The
담당하고
Indo-Pacific
있습니다.
Command oversees a vast
따라서
area that
한반도
occupies half of the
안보에도
earth
매우
and is very
중요한 역할을
important
담당하는 곳입니다.
and plays a
이번
major role in the
방문을 통해
security of the Korean Peninsula.
인태사령부의
Through this visit,
방대한
I
정보
had
및
a chance to
작전
see
운영
myself
현황을
the
직접
U.S.
확인했습니다.
Indo-Pacific Command, its in-depth
그리고
report
한반도 안보를
on
위한
preparedness for
인태사의
security,
대비 태세와
and also the
우리
extensive
군과의
information
협력
operations.
현황에 대해 심층적인 보고도 받았습니다.
And I was also reported on the
지휘관과
preparedness
장병들은
for security on the Korean Peninsula.
한미
The
동맹의
commanders
단단한
and the soldiers of the Indo-Pacific Command confirmed the solidarity of the Iraq-U.S. alliance and showed their hospitality. In addition, I visited and paid my respects at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific, where 60,000 remains, including those of veterans of the Korean War, are enshrined, and 6 U.S. military veterans who are more than 90 years of age. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to these people for their dedication and courage, and I was fortunate to attend with such a warm heart to attend the NATO summit. Korea has been a member of the Indo-Pacific Partner Country for 3 consecutive years, and being invited for the 3 consecutive years demonstrates the Republic of Korea's high national status in the international community, and it also displays the Atlantic and Pacific security is more closely interconnected than ever before. Through the Washington Summit Declaration, the 32 NATO member countries unanimously condemned illegal Russian, North Korean military cooperation and emphasized the need for cooperation between NATO and the Republic of Korea, including the Republic of Korea, Japan, Australia and New Zealand also hold separate meetings and adopted a very strong joint statement condemning North Korea-Russia military cooperation. The decision to institutionalize cooperation between NATO and the Indo-Pacific partners is also a meaningful achievement. First, along with medical support for the Ukrainian military, we decided to pursue key cooperation projects in the areas of cybersecurity, hybrid threats using false hostile information, and AI technology. Also, I attended the NATO Public Forum, a major think tank in the United States and hosted by major think tanks in the US and Europe, and emphasized the importance of solidarity of the international community and had a chance to discuss our opinions with the scholars and experts in the related fields. In addition, I had bilateral meetings with the leaders of 12 countries and the Secretary General of NATO, and in particular, myself and U.S. President Joe Biden adopted a joint statement approving the ROK-US nuclear deterrence nuclear operation guidelines on the Korean Peninsula. Through this guideline, we are finally able to solidify the ROK-US integrated extended deterrence system and was firmly upgraded. Our alliance was firmly upgraded to a nuclear-based alliance. Whether in wartime or peacetime, missions on the Korean Peninsula are carried out by the U.S. nuclear assets, and now we're poised to respond quickly and efficiently to any kind of North Korean nuclear threat. I also congratulated and welcomed Germany's decision to become a member of the UN Command with German Chancellor Scholz, and Germany's accession to the UNC will further strengthen the UNC's ability to deter North Korea. With Stoltenberg, NATO Secretary General, we agreed to systemize information sharing and strengthen cooperation between ROK and NATO regarding North Korean weapons used in the battlefield in Ukraine. In addition, the flight safety of domestic aircraft certified by our government is guaranteed, and we signed a certificate of airworthiness certification that is recognized by NATO. Through this, I expect the industry cooperation, defense industry cooperation will accelerate further. In early July, I also met with the newly inaugurated British Prime Minister and Dutch Prime Minister. The UK, we adopted during the last year visit Korea-UK Downing Street Agreement. We are going to further develop it, and with the Netherlands, we decided to substantially implement the Korea-Netherlands Semiconductor Alliance. Also, with Czech Republic, Sweden, Finland, Poland, Norway, Canada, and Luxembourg, we discussed the issues of infrastructure and defense capacity building projects where our Korean companies can participate in. These include the nuclear power plants and high-speed rail. In addition, we agreed to closely cooperate with major countries, including the U.S. and Japan, on cooperation between Russia and North Korea and address security issues in the region. I hope that all the ministries will carefully consider the follow-up measures of these 13 bilateral meetings. In Korea, we are seeing rainy season that is continuing, and last week, record-breaking torrential rain continued, and I am very heavy-hearted due to the unfortunate damages that occurred. I pray for the rest of the souls and offer my condolences to the bereaved families. The government will pursue practical support and recovery for the affected areas as quickly as possible, and I hope the relevant organizations led by the Ministry of Public Administration and Security will quickly implement the support measures for special disaster areas that were declared yesterday. And also, we are going to mobilize all available manpower and equipment for damage recovery. I am so worried due to the heavy rain that is expected during this week. And disaster response is about confronting unexpected threats. In particular, as we see these days, such disasters exceeding our predictable levels will occur, And so we have to have
첨단 과학 기술을 적극 활용하여
measure and response
재난 예방과
capabilities that go
대응의
beyond such
근본적으로
predictions.
바꿔나가야
In addition, we must actively utilize
모든
cutting-edge
부처와
science and
지자체는
technology
훨씬
to
세밀하고
fundamentally change the
한 걸음
paradigm of
앞선 정책들을
disaster prevention
수립하는
and response.
역량을
I hope that all
집중해주길
ministries and local governments will focus their efforts on establishing much more detailed
내년은
policies.
광복 80주년입니다.
Next year marks the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Republic of Korea.
얼마나 많은 희생과
We
헌신이
are
있었는지
enjoying
다시
the
한번
freedom and
되짚어볼
prosperity of
때입니다.
today, and we have to reflect again on how much sacrifice and dedication has been made
광복
for our
80년
freedom and
기념사업을
prosperity.
추진하기 위한
Today, during the cabinet meeting, a bill to
상정됩니다.
enact a presidential
모든
decree to
국민이
promote the nationwide
함께 머리를
80th
맞대어
anniversary of liberation
대한민국
project will be
광복
submitted.
80년의 역사와
All citizens will
글로벌
work together to
중추국가
create
비전을
these
보여줄
projects that will
기념사업을
showcase the
함께
80 years
만들
of
것입니다.
Korean liberation history.
김이 독립선언서에서
The dream of
자유의
the independence
정신과
activists who
세계의
call for the
평화를
spirit
외친
of freedom and world peace in the
운동가들의 꿈은
Declaration of
이제
Independence
한세기를
has
지나
now,
세계의
after a
자유,
century,
평화, 번영에
became the
기여하고자
dream
하는
of the Republic of Korea to
대한민국의
continue
비전이 되었습니다.
to contribute to
자유의
world
회복을 넘어
freedom, peace, and
자유의
prosperity.
확장으로 이어진 우리의
Our independence movement, which went beyond the
지금도
restoration of
현재
freedom, is
진행
still ongoing today.
아직도
I
끝나지
wish
않은
that all people
자유를
join
향한
in
전진이
and muster
더
their
힘찬
strengths so that we
발걸음으로
can take further powerful
이어질
steps
수
in
있도록
advance
국민
towards
여러분께서도
freedom,
함께
which
힘을
is not
모아주시기
yet over.
부탁드립니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
이후 의안 심의는 비공개로 진행되오니 언론인 여러분.
That was our live coverage of South Korea's 31st cabinet meeting of the year. We will bring you more details in our upcoming newscast at noon Korea time. Thanks for watching.